Yo, what's up? My name's Retro Pat, and today it's time to cover March pickups. Now, I have a lot to talk about today. Hopefully, I don't forget too much. I want to be a decent YouTuber and actually follow up on everything, but there's a lot to talk about. This is March stuff, so some of it, yeah, bleeding like March into like April-ish. I stopped buying stuff for a while. I knew that this was going to be a big year in my life, so I ended up picking up stuff a lot more later on. I stopped buying stuff probably from early January all the way until like March 20th. So like 3 months almost. I didn't buy anything. Like nothing. I'm a very frugal person. I paid my bills. Bought my girlfriend dinner a couple times. That's about it. No video games, nothing for 3 months. Didn't buy anything luxurious, etc. or anything. No entertainment for 3 months. That's just how it goes sometimes. Big expenses this year. Got an engagement ring coming up, a wedding coming up, etc. etc. But it was finally time to break the floodgates. It was finally time to buy some video games and at really good prices, at really good deals. I'm a deal hunter. That's like really important to me. It's a lot of the fun. A lot of these games, a lot of these things were picked up in the real world, in real life, locally, which is awesome. A lot of Goodwills, a lot of thrift stores, a lot of just local video game stores, media stores, etc., etc. Should be a fun time. Should be a good discussion. You also see a big, some clunky, some hardware stuff. We got PS1 games, Xbox 360, Wii, PS2, tons of different types of games, even a board game to talk about. So let's go ahead and jump into it. First things first, I want to talk about this game because I want to put it away. I want to put it back in the bubble wrap and keep it safe. This was a game that I just picked up for really cheap. I don't know anything about it besides it's a cheap Japanese Xbox 360 game called Disorder 6. There should be a price charting thing. If you want to see financial stuff, you want to see the flipping, I don't really flip or resell, but I like to get good deals. That's my little thing. I don't resell, but I like to get good deals. I'll buy anything at like 40%, market price, pretty much. Disorder 6, you'll see the price charting for it there. I got this for, I want to say, it was 10 to 20. I don't remember how much. It was 10 to 15. The reason I picked these two games up, this one's complete in box, Code 18. I don't know anything about these games. Code 18, Disorder 6. I really want to start a Japanese Xbox 360 collection. I really want to pick up some games. I really want to get a Japanese console at some point. Maybe some sort of limited, I don't know what limited editions ones they have over here. If I'm going to pick up a new console, I like to try to pick up a cool limited edition one, especially if it's like an out of region one. For example, I picked up the ceramic white PS2. They don't make that in the US. It was cool to pick that up in a Japanese model. So Disorder 6 and Code 18, I don't know anything about. I'm actually going to slip this one right back into the bubble wrap it shipped in because I want to keep it really safe. Maybe I'll get it graded one day. Maybe I won't. I would like to do grading one day, but that stuff seems a little too rich for my blood as someone as frugal, and I like to, build a game collection on a budget. It's really important to me. It's really fun. I think I picked these games both up for like 10 to 20 bucks. The reason I picked these up was because there was a seller on eBay. These were the two eBay purchases. A seller on eBay who was selling a bunch of Japanese Xbox 360 games at auction, and they were all ending around the same time. So people who wanted all of them had to like alt tab around really quickly to get their bids in. And I knew that I could snipe some of these because a couple of reasons. Because it's tough to get all your bids in on these items if they all end at the same time. And then secondly, Japanese Xbox 360 games aren't like super desired. So getting these on auction was really, really nice. So those are picked up, which is awesome. And then we have a bunch of other games here, obviously. PS1, PS2, 360, and like a couple Wii titles, etc., etc. I'll move these off to the side. As I cover the games, sort of move them away to the side. I paid 10 to 20 for those. I think the Disorder one's worth 40 or something sealed. Something along those lines. We'll do PS2. So these two games, these were picked up locally. These are two just great PS2. I think I picked these for like market value. At the time, Jak 2 was a little bit of a deal. It's Jak and Daxter 1 and Jak and Daxter 2. That's the two games here. At the time, Jak and Daxter was a little bit of a deal. Paid $6 for both of these. I think they're both around that price. I was happy to pick up two, classic PS2 games for market value, and I want to play them one day. And it was a great local store, and I want to support the local store. Why not, right? So go ahead, pay $12 for those. Go ahead and put those down there. Jak and Daxter 1 and 2, great titles. Want to get to them eventually. Skylanders Swap Force. This is an interesting one on Xbox One. I found this at a Goodwill for $1. $2.30. Now, if you're big into game collecting, you might already know what I'm about to say. Skylanders games are pretty cheap usually, but the ones on the Xbox One, PS4, and Switch are usually pretty expensive because they're the most recent console, they're the most optimal way to play the games, and they had a much lower print run. So I saw a Skylanders game at Goodwill for $1.30. I've heard about the newer thing before. I price checked it, $40. I couldn't believe it. $1. I rounded up to $2 because it's Goodwill. So I was like, yeah, I'll round up, whatever. $2 for, plus I'm buying a $40 game for $2. Paid $2 for a $40 game. It was a great day. That was a great day. Like, that was such a good find. I couldn't believe it. I remember seeing the price charting, and I went through and I checked all the eBay listings to make sure I wasn't missing something. I remember Googling just to double check the reasoning. Why is Skylanders so expensive on Xbox One, newer console? I went to double check Google, to make sure it was a good reasoning. And I'm not just buying something that's inflated for some weird reason. Picking that up was huge. If you want to see the financial side at the very end of the video, I think I mentioned it, there should be a price charting comparison from before and after logging in all these games, which is super fun. So check that out at the very end of the video. Also, if I haven't said or haven't, make sure to like this video if you do enjoy your time here, and make sure to subscribe for future retro gaming content, pickups, reviews, etc., etc. This was picked up at the same store. These two, we'll do these two. These were picked up at the same store, my same local store. We'll actually grab all the stuff from that one trip. So, Croc 2, Croc 2, Okage Shadow King, and a long box PS1 game. So, Okage Shadow King, I'm going to go ahead and show just the manual. So, this is a lot of these games pretty scrappy. I don't mind buying scrappy games. I don't mind paying cheaper for disc only, disc plus manual, box plus no manual, whatever, right? I don't mind as long as it's a deal. That's all I care about. So Okage Shadow King is in this default white case. I don't want to show the inside because it actually doxes my location because it was from a local store. I do have the manual. I have the manual and the disc for Okage Shadow King. Really unique PS2 game. I've heard a lot of things about it, but I put off picking it up for a really long time. This was $9. $9 for disc and manual for Okage is really, really good. Really beautiful, unique JRP. I don't know if you call it a JRPG or just a storyline game. It has a lot of dialogue, I think it's JRPG. I think it's turn-based. I haven't really gotten too far in it. Exploration. It almost feels like Harvest Moonish graphics from early games. On PS2 especially, the graphic style. It's really interesting, really cute, really unique. I've really enjoyed playing it. I haven't gotten too far in it. I don't really care about comedy or dialogue in most games. This is getting me. This is a good meme. Check it out. Great game. Okage Shadow King. $9 for that. I think it goes for 20 complete or something. Croc 2. Missing the front manual. I picked this up for $13. Croc 2 goes for 30 or something, 20 or 30 complete. It's missing the front manual, of course. It does have the original box, so it has the original case. It has Croc 2 here and everything. I will one day get to this game, but God, I hate Croc. I love Croc, but I hate Croc. If you don't know, Croc is a really cool franchise because it's actually one of the first 3D platformers on the PS1. Croc is what pioneered a lot of Spyro's gameplays and Spyro mechanics. Croc is a huge inspiration for any 3D platformer. I'm talking Crash Bandicoot and Spyro on the PS1, and Croc came out first. It was one of the first ones to do it on the PS1. Now, Croc is hard. Really, really hard. It also has tank mechanics, which means you have to spin with your little directional pad on PS1. It was made for PS1 before analog really existed. Now they updated it. You can use your analog stick, but it doesn't really control well. You can't really turn properly or do certain things. Really, really tough 3D platforming game. Really, maybe I'm just bad. Maybe I need to get good, but it's really tough for me. I'm still on Croc 1. I'm still halfway defeated or halfway into Croc 1. Not gotten to Croc 2 yet. Now, same store, I got this PS1 long box game, Slam and Jam 96 featuring Magic and Kareem. Not the crazy, it's a sports title, but it's a cool sports title, and it's a PS1 long box. I've never even seen a PS1 long box game in the wild. I've never seen one while game hunting, but to see one here for $10, man, it's just such a sturdy. See one here, it's complete and everything. To see one here for $10. I double checked the price. It goes for 20. I'll pay 50% price, for a long box game. I'll take it. The cool thing about this local store is that they do, one of the coolest things they do, buy one, get one free on a lot of used games if you donate to the local canned food drive, which is really cute and wholesome, right? They do a buy one, get one free like every other month, every 3 months. It's really common. It's actually happening this month in April, which is also my birthday month. So I'm going to do a huge birthday trip, donate a bunch of cans, pick up a ton of video games, help everyone, help me. It's a great time. Really check out your local stores and talk to them. If you have local stores, I mean, as I'm privileged to have such a great local store like this, really cheap, really cool finds. Talk to them, ask them about deals, ask them, hey, what promotions are you running? You can really find some really cool stuff. Like buy one, get one free on used stuff is crazy. Like usually it's buy two, get one free, or buy three, one free. Buy one, get one free is nuts. Really good NBA Jam, or Slam and Jam. Next up is NBA Jam. So NBA Jam, this Wii title, I picked up for $4 at a Goodwill, probably $5 after tax and rounding up. Goes for like 10. Nothing special. I don't know anything about this game. It does have the manual, even though it feels super light. So it is complete. Super nice. I'm not a huge fan of the Wii. I don't play much Wii. But for 50%, like 40% value, I'll pick it up. I don't mind. On this same trip at this Goodwill, I was price checking this game, and my girlfriend looked up and said, "Don't you want Mario Party?" And my head jolted up, and I was like, Mario Party? Like, any Mario Party is gonna have really good value at a Goodwill. You don't see that often. I was really surprised. I looked up, and there was a really beat up case of Mario Party 8. Really beat up, like holes, dirty, destroyed. It was gross. But as I opened it up and checked inside, it was like $8. It's like a $40 or $60 game or something. I'll put the price showing up. The disc was missing. I don't know if someone just stole it, or if it got, nabbed, or if it never came in with the disc. It was still in the Wii. I don't know, whatever, right? No disc for Mario Party 8. In the case alone is still worth like $8 to $10, but not in that condition. And I wasn't gonna pay, retail value like $7, $8 for the case only. I wasn't interested. Honestly, what I could have done, I could have asked the employees, hey, the game is missing from this. Do you guys mind if I just take the case? And they might have been okay with that. I didn't do that. I should have done that. A lot of places like that, like if the game got stolen, if the game's missing, they'll be like, yeah, we're gonna throw it away anyway. Take the case. It was gross and beat up anyway. I should have asked. Keep that in mind. Anyways. Moving on, look at this big board game out of the way. I don't do much board game stuff. I'm not a huge board game guy. I did grow up a lot around like Magic the Gathering, local card store, local board game culture. There's a lot of, I like deck building games way more, which is what this is. Smash Up. A lot of people may know this game. It's a really, really common like local card store board game. Really fun game. Paul Peterson's the person who made it. He's like pretty infamous. It's made by AEG as well, which is a pretty like big board game company. From my understanding, not a huge board game guy. Once again, I could be wrong. But I was interested in them for a little bit of a time. Smash Up's pretty fun. I bought this for $3.50, which is awesome. It goes for like $20 normally. There's a lot of expansions to this, which is like what the kind of catch is. It's like a $20 board game. It looks really nice. It has a bunch of expansions. It's a deck building sort of card game. Now the biggest thing with stuff like this is making sure everything is there. There's supposed to be like 172 cards total in this giant box, which is fun in the manual. I couldn't believe it. Everything was here. I couldn't believe it. But I counted every card. Everything was here. It's supposed to have 8 factions with 20 cards each, which is 16 base cards, and then a rule book had everything. I was really shocked, really surprised. I think what happened is, and I even opened up and had that had a piece of paper, like printer paper, like written with pen, like mom, dad, Nathan. So I think what happened is some family bought this, realized, not really a family board game. It's more of like a card shop, nerd board game. They were like, this is too nerdy for us. This is lame. And just probably ditched it to a Goodwill. Really nice of them. Sorry you didn't like it. I think Smash Up's a great game. Now, moving on to PS1 stuff. We have 007 Racing. This is a funny one. This is not an original case. This is fully disc only. This was picked up for $2 by my girlfriend. I was actually streaming, and she was at Goodwill, and she was like, hey, I checked video games. This is all I found. Do you want it? I think it goes for like $7 or $8 disc only. I was like, sure. $2. I really appreciate you checking. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you don't mind, pick it up for me. I really appreciate that. So I picked that up for $2. I don't care at all about GoldenEye. I don't care about the 007 series. It's not for me. I've never been attached to it. I never played the original N64 007. The only attachment I have to the GoldenEye series is, you skip the 112 or the 113 or, the meme. I can't think of it offhand. Stuart Little 2 is next. This was 50 cents at a Goodwill, which is awesome. Missing front manual, but an original box, and it has little Stewart. I love when PS1 games, I don't mind if PS1 games are missing the original manual, but they show on the you know, the bar, they show the name, they have the original, they're in the original box. That's awesome, because on a shelf, they still display great. Missing the manual stinks, but I'm okay with it. Honestly, on a shelf, it looks really, really good. I do pick up games like this for 50 cents for Stuart Little. I never had the full version of Stuart Little 2, but I did play the Stuart Little 2 demo on one of those like PS1 Underground Jam Pack things. So this was a pretty sick pickup for 50 cents. You literally can't beat it. I'm sure it's worth a couple bucks. I don't remember how much it's super worth. This was a cool one. I think I picked this up for $1.29 as well at Goodwill. I didn't think this would have much value, but it actually was pretty decent. Arcade Party Pack, another PS1 game. I've never seen this before for PS1. It's just a weird little retro, like one of those like Namco type collections. It has Rampage. That's the only franchise I really know on here. I'm a zoomer. Rampage, I do know that. I really want to pick up a copy of Rampage Total Destruction. Incredible PS2 game. Hilarious intro to a video game. Smash TV, Super Sprint, Tubin, Clax. I don't know any of these. Clax sounds familiar. I don't know any of these. Retro Game Memers, little pack. Bought it for $1.29, worth around $15. Complete in box. Awesome. Really cool. Really niche game that I just never see as well. Now, these two I'm going to cover really quickly. I don't usually pick up PC stuff, but these were super cheap and kind of neat. This was a super luxury purchase. I mean, it's 50 cents. So how much, you know, how luxury could it be? Sub Commando is what it's called. Just like a little PC game. I don't even know if I'll put a price charting up because I don't even know if it logs this game, if anybody cares about it. It's just a cool little art. The submarine. It's an underwater submarine game on PC. Kind of cute, kind of cool. This one probably is on price charting. People love this franchise. I love this franchise. I have nostalgia for it. Diner Dash 2. Pretty cool game. A lot of nostalgia for it. I love these. Were like big at the time. There was one like the like sort of dining waiter games where you like go around and like strategically place people, you know, et cetera, feed them, etc. Kind of like, you know, what's it called? That one game that came on the Switch. Really crazy and hectic, the cooking game. People don't, it's co-op. People probably know what I'm talking about in the comments. I forget. Played with my girlfriend. Really fun game. Really annoying. Really hectic, but fun. Diner Dash. I played one with like a dog as a kid as well. Just a great series. Fun little nostalgia meme. It was $1.50 for both those PC games. And now we're down to hardware. So I picked up, this is kind of connected. I picked up a pair of component cables for my PS2 because I didn't have component cables for my PS2, which is embarrassing. I was planning on composite for a while. I did have a AV to HDMI converter, but it's only really that doesn't really like upscale the quality. All it's really doing is maybe like a little bit, but not really. All it's really doing is allowing you to use an HDMI, you know, outlet essentially instead of AV. It's not really scaling up the quality too much. This one. I bought component cables and then I bought an actual converter. So I have an AV. I have so many converters now. I have a composite set of cables for PS2, an AV to HDMI converter, but my other converter didn't support composite. So then I got a composite cable, and then I realized this TV, which you see the corner of here, doesn't even have a composite sort of entry port, right? The other TV that I have at my girlfriend's place does, but this one doesn't. It's newer. So I had to buy this to even use composite to play on this TV. I don't know how I feel about it. It kind of squishes it on this TV really hard. I could see myself sticking to composite, composite versus component, composite on this TV, which is really unfortunate. But it squishes the ratio, and I don't know if I can fix that. I bought a pretty cheap converter, so maybe that's my bad. But I bought a set of component cables and a converter. That's that. For like, I think the converter was $13 and the composite cables were like $6. Editing out mic abuse is really becoming a staple of this program. Anyways, I did pick up a Guitar Hero guitar. I only had one, which you probably can maybe see back here. Like, yeah, I can kind of see it. I had one before this, and I wanted two to be able to play co-op effectively. If I wanted to play co-op, and I did this before at a friend's house, if I wanted to play co-op, I had to like have one of us use the controller, which is kind of lame. It's way cooler if you could both use guitars. So I went ahead and picked up another controller. $7.50. These things go for like $20 without shipping, usually $40 with shipping. So being able to pick up one of these for $7.50. It was at a Goodwill, so I had to make sure it worked. I came home, I tested it. It did work, thankfully. All the buttons, you want to test all of these when you get one. You want to test the orange and everything to make sure every key works, not just if you're playing medium or something, all four. You want to test all five. It worked great. Great guitar. Happy to pick it up. It's also cool because I have the black one and the red one now. Now, they actually had two other guitars there. They had two other ones that I was really tempted to get. I really thought about it for a while, and I'm curious. This will be kind of the question of the day. Should I have picked them up? And you guys can let me know. They were the two black wireless ones for PS2. They were wireless, but they were missing the dongle. They were wireless, and they both had pretty bad battery corrosion. I checked the battery packs, the insides. So there's a good chance, I don't know if the battery corrosion leaked too far inside, if they're just destroyed. I don't know if it would have been be able to have been cleaned up with like acetone or something, or nail polish it like a Q-tip and like acetone, clean out some battery corrosion. They were $7.50 a piece for like wireless guitar controls. Also, the space thing, you have to, not even just like the deal, I'm not going to flip them, I'm just going to hold on to them until I get dongles. The dongles are the expensive part. The dongles are like $30 alone. The guitars will go for a bit themselves, but the space thing, I'm moving at the end of April. It's currently April 11th as I'm recording this. Will get out to you guys around mid to late April, I assume. I'm moving late April to early May. I don't want to have to move two like useless guitars that I'm kind of just sitting on, so I didn't pick them up. Maybe that was a wrong decision. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. That's pretty much it for me today. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to let me know by clicking the like button and subscribing. I should have a huge pickups video from that local store sort of birthday trip. That's why I chose to do this pickups video now, from like mid-March to mid-April essentially, instead of just like all of March, all of April. Because I'm going to be doing a huge haul at a local store for my birthday and for that buy one, get one free deal. So subscribe and ring the notification bell to see that video when it drops. Yeah, that's it for me. Have a great day. Buy some video games, play some video games, and just have a fantastic one. See you guys. Peace. Here's what my collection looks like on price charting before uploading all of March's pickups. And here's my collection after logging them. Around 14 games were added, around $80 was spent, but over $250 of value was added to the collection. The biggest hitter by far was Disorder 6 Sealed, getting it for $10 and it being worth around $50. That's it for me. Thanks for watching. See you guys later. Peace.